Getting live. Getting live tonight. Getting live. Getting live. Getting live tonight. Getting live. Getting live. Getting live.
Boom. Don't get cocky.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Simpson Virgins. Welcome back to Krown's magical boomer cave.
Oh, there we go. Yes, I am one with the boomers, and the boomers are one with me. And welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It is a lovely Friday over here from Helsinki, Finland. We have plenty to talk about today because today is the weekly closure for CME, perhaps even the most important one that we will be seeing, well, within the next 24 hours, of course, because that is most professional exchange after all. Anyways, with that said, I would like to wish you the best and the haps because we got plenty to discuss, more or less in the short-term time frame today. And altcoins, yet again, a very interesting last 24 hours, actually. So I expect that there's going to be a lot of good stuff going on around on over there. And with that said, I would like to wish you the best once again. And I see some beautiful comments over here. I see Christian Bulmer who says, wing, 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 gorilla glue in hand. Nice one, man. This is not an endorsement, but you know what? Whichever way that you choose to indulge, well, I hope that it serves you well, my friend. I hope that it serves you well. And holy shit! There he is, Scott Barney, and he's got a new shitcoin to look at. We'll be looking at that a little bit later, but I'm actually going to turn off the alerts for right now. And there we go. What's up, Go Hands Mom? I see you over there. Crypto Daniel, welcome back, sir. Nacho Fiat, how you doing, brother? And who else do we got? Megan Hutchinson, Jack, there he is. Justin, holy shit, man. It's going to be a full house today because I do expect, well, that there is going to be a lot decided within the next, I guess, less than 24 hours, actually. So with that in mind, let's go focus on the Krown application. What if you found it? app.crunchy.net. There is no more sale. It can't be done anymore. But more importantly, we do have the crypto newsletter that we just started putting out, I think, over the last month or so, and that's 100% free. So if you do want to check that out, I would strongly suggest so. It is more long-term oriented, long-term focused, and again, 100% free, just there for you to pursue at your own leisure. Anyways, what else do we see as far as the top 10 best coins and no top 10 worst coins today? We've actually subbed that one out for now, but we do see Tezos, Cello, Icon, Harmony, Arweave. Yeah, we actually looked at that one yesterday. It was looking pretty damn good. Curve DAO, Cosmos, Ravane, Kusamas, and Polkadot actually all on the winners list, double digits or more. Some big gainers right there too. And what else do we see as far as interesting things going on right over here? Bitcoin dominance, more or less the same area that we did see from yesterday. I do believe that the downtrend resumes there over the next week or two. And on top of that, we do see that Fear and Green Index is at a 45 read, which is the lowest read that we have seen, I guess, in the last month or so now. So into the market data tab we go, and just following up on the global funding rates that we did look at yesterday, which were actually negative for the first time in about a month now. In fact, sorry, I adjust that statement, not a month, about almost 2 months now, at least a month and a half going back to late July at least. And that is a little bit of a, I suppose, more on the Bula-ish side. Again, I did put out a video 2 days ago now on Wednesday in the long-term analysis playlist that was something along the lines of, if this is going to be a bear trap, this is what I'd be looking for. And we can go over a little bit of that scenario today. And then over the weekend, and actually I think I even have it linked in the description below as well. But I'll actually go over the weekend as well and add a few more things onto that, because as long as that case is still viable, then I do believe that there are a few major interesting things to be aware of right now. But again, you know, until Bitcoin actually does go back above 49,500, everything is just another lower high, and the direction is down, and you can get ready for much lower prices over the next couple of weeks if that does play out. I hold my reservations for that right now, but that would be the straight and narrow technical analysis on it. Just nothing more complicated than that right now. Anyways, what else do we see? Global leverage ratio did come down quite a fair bit. Still within, well, I wouldn't necessarily say a hot zone or a low zone, just kind of right there in the middle of it. But again, we did kind of see the same sort of level. So this is something that I really want to document going onwards and forwards here, because this one actually got the high pretty much to the day. Not just that high, but also the April 15th high, and also the mega high that we saw in November as well, when Bitcoin did play out a downside move from about 20,000 bucks, I believe, to about 16.5 or 17,000 bucks, which was a pretty damn big move for the time. Now, of course, this one was a continuation move. This one was obviously reversal, but more importantly, I want to see how this operates onwards and going forward because, well, that does seem to really get a lot of these major moves here, essentially with those leveraged washouts, and even kind of got the low right here as well now that I look at it. Actually, in fact, I completely missed that one before. So very, very interesting on that one, and I do want to continue to follow up on that one over the long period of time. Bitcoin Exchange's reserves are continuing to not just fall, but have a catastrophical fall. Catastrophical fall, that's a made-up word, I think. At least it's not fucking real in my dictionary from what I've looked at. But more importantly right here, we do see that this is maintaining the overall downtrend, which is what you do expect in long-term uptrends. So regardless of that last $10,000 move to the downside, of which I think Bitcoin recovered about 5,000 or 6,000 of it, that is still a little bit more on the bullish side as well, kind of rounding out, I suppose, the bear trappy case. Again, price action matters first and foremost over everything else, but that does kind of strengthen a little bit. And global exchanges net flows, it's taken out 22,000 Bitcoins from exchanges now. And I suspect that is, well, if you're going to take them off exchange, it's probably going to be hodling, I suppose. On top of that, open interest had a complete fucking wash. You can definitely guess that just by looking at the leverage ratio over here. And then again, another thing that I do think is of consideration is both the hash rate and the whale ratio, both still more on the, kind of supporting that case, I suppose, as well. Anyways, into the price action charts we go, because right now is, well, that is the most important thing to be aware of. And what do we see right here for daily CME? Well, Bitcoin on daily CME still kind of trading sideways around the daily 21 exponential average. And funnily enough, someone actually pointed this out in the Discord earlier, and I want to give them credit, but I completely am tripping up on their name, and I apologize on this. Let me see if we can just briefly pull it up in a very, very clever manner. Am I going to do it? Yes, Mr. Asher Vast, actually. And I actually didn't even look at this myself, but he's completely right. The 21 exponential moving average on the daily for CME has actually been phenomenally, hilariously good at getting the overall general direction of moves. Anytime that Bitcoin's above it, generally good. Anytime Bitcoin's below it, well, there's your reversals. I mean, it basically kept you long all the way from 10,000 to 65,000 over here. Told you to short pretty much right at the high at 58,000 bucks, all the way down to 33,000 bucks over here. And right now we're chopping right sideways along it. So as long as Bitcoin does maintain above there, I do still look at the bear trappy-ish case as somewhat viable coming into this weekend. Now, of course, over the weekends, weird things do happen, but if we go ahead into the short-term timeframes and we go back on over to or actually, let's keep it on this chart right here. I wouldn't mind another wick down to about 45,000 bucks, maybe even 45,500, anywhere down around here between the 200 simple and 200 exponential average is fair game intraday. The question is, where do we actually close? Because as long as those closures are essentially maintaining above 46,000 bucks, I do still look at that as, somewhat viable. And when we go down to the lower term timeframes like the 4 hour, what can we see as far as momentum oscillators go? We do see that BBWP is absolutely on the ground right now, literally at a 0 percentile. So can't go lower, bro. And expansion is very much expected sooner rather than later based off something like this. It does suggest that that is incredibly, incredibly likely. And I would go as far as saying probably today. Let's see what the hourly says as well in conjunction with that. That one's actually trending down right now. And I suspect that we do see a bit of an expansion either today or coming in, I guess, early Monday, or I guess it's actually technically late Sunday, especially for those of you in the Western Hemisphere, of which I am not. I'm over here in Helsinki. Anyways, with that said, momentum oscillators like Stokes are saying what? 4 hour Stokes remain to the upside as long as above 45,300. So again, we could see a little bit of a downside move here, but that doesn't really do too much for me. And more importantly, we actually did bounce off this nice trend line that we highlighted from yesterday's video as well. So with that in mind, as long as that condition is met, I do look for any sort of downside move around low 45 to 45,500 or so to very likely bounce once again, and then it's all focused on the closure for myself. Very likely looking for a resolution probably Monday, if I had to guess, probably early next week. Anyways, with that said, 12 hour, what are we looking like right here? Came down actually significantly, in fact, very much significantly, but still very much out of reach. So I don't think that we're going to see any sort of major move, or if there is going to be a major move, it's certainly not going to be to the upside today, as that would require 48,000 bucks to turn these babies back up. And I believe daily is a little bit higher than that. Yes, indeed it is, 51,000 bucks. So this is still very much not out of the woods. And again, I want to be very, 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 very as clear as goddamn mud, as clear as possible is what I'm trying to say. In that, look, I still would be looking for a bounce off this level right here. We kind of saw one yesterday. I did say 47,500 between there and 47,000 bucks was rather likely. I believe we got that. Yes, indeed we did. Actually, we got up 47,400 almost on BitMexico. So that was the move right there. And I'd actually kind of be looking for something relatively similar as well. This would not be considered a lower high just yet on a daily, for example, because this is, well, it's just sideways is what it is on the lows. 12 hours starting to show it a little bit better, but realistically, I'd want to see a lower high, preferably. And this is me talking my book right here. But if I would, if I do want to actually put on a major short, looking for major downside moves, I want to see it somewhere right around about 48,000 to 48,500 or so. But anywhere between about 47,500 to 49,500 is fair game for that. And that actually would be, I believe, between, yes, indeed it is, between about the 382 Fibonacci retracement and also the about 0.618 actually right here as well, just underneath there. If we do take this from high to low, let me just actually adjust this because I do not have it there for this time frame. But there we go. Yep, and that would be exactly at 48.5 right there to all the way to 50,000 bucks or so. Is fair game. Sometimes you do see lower highs right around the 236, which is where we did tick up to yesterday, as you can see right there. But that really only happens in like incredibly weak markets, which, hey, maybe we're in right now. But according to momentum oscillators, I do hold off on that statement. At least I don't think that that's the most likely thing right now. I'm still getting signals that we could very well be seeing a bear trap. Again, confirmation, at least for myself, would only be had. Only be had. Again, this is fucking bearish until this fucking happens above about 49,500 on a daily closure. Or if you do want to use a 12-hour, I'd probably be comfortable using a $50,000 closure as well. If one of those two things happens, yes, I'd be looking for Bitcoin to work its way back up above 50,000 bucks, obviously, and very likely around prior time highs, and probably sets it up for a pretty damn good end of year here. But a lot's going to be decided, I do believe, at this current level. And if Bitcoin does get the continuation move to the downside, yes, I would expect another swipe down around about 43,000 bucks, essentially the low that we did see on 7th of September. Very likely a bounce there, and then sets it up probably for a continuation drive lower after probably putting in the next, short term, or sorry, not short term, but medium term lower high, which we can now go judge perhaps on a 4-hour and a 12-hour right here. But yeah, again, even on spot price action, we're getting pretty much the exact same things. I don't see any major or any obvious divergence calls right now, so there is no easy plays right there just yet. See what the hourly says, because the hourly's actually been incredibly good recently as well. Hourly jewel not giving us anything, completely white right there. If anything, well, it's neutral by definition. And what about, wait, does 4-hour print any signal? No, technically to the upside right now, but I don't think that one has much more to go, to be fair. What about 12-hour? Do we see anything of particular note right here as well? 12-hour RSI rejecting the bearish control zone for now. That is to be expected after being away from it for quite some time. So again, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish here, I kind of have the same things to say about the lower term timeframes as I did yesterday, in the sense that I'd probably be looking for a relatively similar play here. Probably another bounce from either where we're at right now or all the way down to about 45,000 bucks even, and then very likely resolve it coming into early next week. And that's really what I'm kind of waiting for in order to put on some major directional trades from my own behalf. But with that said, for right now, I'm actually still holding the exact same trades that I've been holding for a while now over here on my testnet account. Again, it is testnet, it's not real money. But more importantly with that, well, you can probably figure out what the fuck I'm doing from this. I can just remove my face for now for full disclosure. And there you go. Pretty simple positions that have gotten massively complicated now, but basically just a bunch of spreads and strangles is what I'm doing right here. That's all. It's not more complicated than that. If you are familiar with options, I just have bigger positions on it. I had to pick all these shitty ass strikes because that's the only place I could find liquidity on this thing. So fair enough, kind of have to take what's given, but I'm happy to roll with these positions, especially on options right now, because I'm not really in danger on anything right there just yet, but especially as long as Bitcoin is maintaining that current level. The win that I'd actually like to cover and maybe flip around is the per position right there, and that's kind of where I judge my directional buys from, and I like to do covers to actually kind of manage that going onwards and forwards. Anyways, I'll flip back on the camera right now, get my ugly rat face back in the mix, and hey, what's that? Elsa gets all crazy about it. And then now we're about 22 minutes into this video. Let me see what else we can talk about before we get into the comment section, or is that about it for right now? It's actually quite a simple day, to be fair, but I do want to be checking out both the I want to be looking at the daily and weekly on a line chart for CME specifically right here to see kind of how we're operating for the time being. Let me take this off as well. There we go. And yes, I mean, that is certainly not a good setup. So this is bearish first and foremost. Again, we did take out the prior lows, and daily reversals on CME have usually been pretty damn consistent. But here's the thing, and there's a really good question about this yesterday, because someone said, Krown, don't we have your setup that you're typically looking for with trend, volatility, and momentum? And technically, no, right now, no, because what you need for that is you need a confirmation of trend reversal. Right now, we actually don't have a confirmation of trend reversal. We have a break of trend, or a break of structure, if you want to call it that. In this case, that was essentially taking out the prior lows right in over here. What you're looking for now to actually confirm a reversal is you need to see a lower high now, which can come, like I said, anywhere below about 49,500 or so would look good. And then that play would very likely get, I would probably be looking for Bitcoin to get kicked out of the $40,000 territory at that point, over time. But for right now, I do still give credence to the boo laws here. And with that in mind, I'm going to throw these back on. Actually, I forgot to look at the weekly as well. And the weekly would look like a reversal as well here, confirmed. In fact, the weekly is a lot closer to doing it, if anything. Now, how would you confirm a weekly reversal? I'd say certainly any closure below 46,000 bucks is going to look pretty damn bad. yeah, 46,000 bucks probably does it for me. If you want to go buy the book, then 45,000 or in some odd change would be it right there. But remember, on the weekly, we did get a lower low on weekly closing basis, and this would be your next lower high on the weekly. It's just we're dealing with massive ranges right here. And if you look at it from a Fibonacci perspective, I suspect that we're probably, I don't know where exactly are. Yeah, we're actually right at the 618, which is kind of like your bear trap-ish zone. So that play is still very much available, but I do kind of hold off on fully reverting my own trading behaviors towards that direction until full-on confirmation. That's just one of my personal rules. Other people, probably disagree or agree depending upon how aggressive or conservative you are. But I've just found this to be the best way to kind of handle it for my own trading. Take it as you will. Anyways, with that said, I think it's time to go into the comments right now, and I can turn back on the alerts over here. Let me go on to Bitcoin like a low-term time frame for right now. And what are we doing? Yeah, just kind of in sideways. Not anything too interesting right there. So let me just see, where is it? Where alerts? There we go. Found it. Let's see what else has got lined up over here. Holy shit, man! It's already a full day, it looks like. What's up, Mr. Hootie Hennessy? Yeah, man, we can look at Polkadot. I remember that one, or if I recall, that one was on the winners list from our early morning perusal. And, well, let's just see what the fuck's doing right now. Looks like it's kind of... This is again, a very interesting thing. Oh, no, that's an hourly. Okay, this is still very interesting to me. This is a very, very similar setup to Bitcoin, and this is what would, essentially a bear trap look like. Now, technically speaking, I do want to see this one close above about 32 bucks to really confirm that, because I'm a little bit more on the conservative side right here. But here's what you have, man. You got an uptrend, obviously. We do see, yet again, another drive of hidden bullish evidence come off that next low. We do not see expanding volatility, by the way, but we do see trend continuation. So we do have momentum and trend. Let's see if maybe we get that same signal on the 12 hour, which can precipitate that. And yes, we kind of do over here. The moving average does stay with the positive slope. I would be willing to call that this is continuation of trend right here, and a very obvious invalidation point as well below about 28. Actually, yeah, about 28 to 20 and a half bucks right here. As long as you're above there, this one's looking pretty damn good, and I would be looking for a continuation back around to the highs of this rally, 34 and a half or so. And the weekly is going to look pretty damn good if it closes basically anywhere above there as well. I mean, that's going to look fucking phenomenal on this reversal formation as well. Let's go down to the short-term time frames, like a 4 hour. Yep, looking good right here. And again, as long as this one's about, did I say 28? You could probably even front run that at 29 to be fair, to kind of, I suppose, invalidate this idea. But for right now, this is looking pretty damn good, actually. I do like this one. And we do have that nice little setup right here with trend continuation, yet another higher low on the 200 simple and 200 exponential average now trading above the silver cross. Yeah, I'd be favoring the upside right now, and have a little bit of a pullback, probably somewhere around about 34 to 34 and a half bucks, and then come back to it probably over the weekend and see where we're at. Of course, below that $28 region though, or $29 region, you can expect a nasty move. You can expect a very nasty move down to low 20s, but I don't necessarily think that that's what's happening here. And we see a lot of altcoins doing something relatively similar to this, while Bitcoin kind of hangs on to the lows. So I do look at that as a somewhat healthier signal across the lands of cryptocurrency. What's up, Megan Hutchinson? Since hey, all good. We can look at, okay, I'm trying to get in early tonight for T-Loss, please. Got to crash early tonight. Let's see what we have over here. What is this T-Loss thing? Oh yes, that's the thing that we've been looking at, Chief, for the last few days. It looks pretty damn good. This one's not just carrying on with the overall rally. It's at new all-time highs as well. You know my rules for price discovery rallies, and this one actually just got another drive of hidden bullish evidence right here, back in the bullish control zone. You're looking for this one to continue onwards and forwards with this general rally. There is an invalidation point, very obviously, below this last little spike low that we see right here. It looks like I already have it marked off. Just around 85 cents or so. Below there, I would look for a bit of a corrective phase back down to like mid 60s or upper 60s or so. But again, this is a pretty damn good chart, all things considered. And I do have a measure move, a technical target, somewhere around about $1.20 or so to $1.25 over the next week or so. It looks like a decent chart. And again, another altcoin that's just not, obviously not looking fucking bearish on the macro, but even on the short term, looking decent here. All right, Mr. Scott Barney, we got a new shitcoin to check out. What is this one? CGG. All right, let's check it out. I'm guessing, I don't know which one you're, oh, it's probably this. No, it's not that. Is it a crypto? It's probably a fucking crypto. God damn it. Chain Guardians. Sounds legit, sir. Sounds very legit. What do we have right here? Well, we do have a bit of an uptrend, yes, and this is where you'd expect your next higher low to come in from. This is actually a very easy one to trade right here, just because your invalidation point is so fucking close to where price action is right now, and that would be right around 89 cents. Below 89 cents, very fucking bad. I'd be looking for this one to fall apart down to about half a buck, maybe lower than that over time. But for right now, I give it the benefit of the doubt. That is typically your opportunity zone. Got a shout out to Mr. Sacred for that one, because he's been playing that silver cross strategy fucking phenomenally, and I'm actually going to record a video on that at some point, because it is I have a few things to add to it, but it's powerful. Anyways, looking at this right here, a little bit of short term, probably be looking for a move down to like 97 cents and then probably does bounce back up anywhere above your 9th of September high, which was yesterday actually. So anywhere above yesterday's high, I would extend targets all the way back up to $1.40 to $1.50. This would look pretty damn good. And I do favor I do essentially favor trend continuation right here. The only thing that I'd like to see that is not present is hidden bullish evidence on the daily. Typically want to see that on your higher lows. Do we see it on the 12 hour? Technically we would. We did make a lower low there, but this is not a confirmed local low just yet. So again, above yesterday's high, very, very good for continuation. Until that happens though, a little bit in limbo though. You never know. Hey, what's up, Pamela? Ooh, I know Pamela. She has 5 fingers and she loves me very much. We call it self-love. FTM 4-hour daily, short medium term. Cool. All right, let's check it out. I don't know what short to medium term means for you, but we can do a general overview of this one because I do actually like recording videos on this one as it's another fucking Sam coin. Let's see, what do we have over here? Dear Lord, this thing just doesn't stop, does it? All right, here we have Phantom symbol FTM versus the dollar being requested by Pamela W, a very highly moral lady over here. Anyways, with that said, we do sorry for the bad jokes right now. We do have a little bit of we do have a slight amount of bearish divergence right here on the 12 hour, so I wouldn't mind a correction down to the 10 simple in this case, about $1.50 or so, but make no mistake about it, I'm not calling reversal on this one, at least at this price point, or at least at this time. Yes, we do see a little bit more selling activity within this region, but I do suspect that this one does probably give one more try to the upside. Let's go down to a short-term time frame over here and come up with some invalidation points for that. And here we go. Very, very simply put, actually. Below $1.50, I would be looking for this one to correct first before running to new all-time highs. In this case, I'd have a quick target somewhere right around about $1.29 to $1.30. Very likely a bounce there. And then we'll come back to it after that. Below there, very bad, back down to $1, even though I don't necessarily think that that's what's happening right here. But until that happens, I do favor the uptrend. This one is very extended, make no mistake about it. I don't know how much more this one really has to go, but we are kind of in no man's land right now. And if this one does want to make a move to the $2 region and play out the round psychological even number, well, it has free reins to do so. Let me just double check that I actually have this properly right here. I'm going to take a more aggressive estimate of this. Yeah, okay, this one actually does make a little more sense between 145 and 186, which is our current highs and lows of the short-term time frames. Yes, I would actually be looking for another run towards $2. Again, assuming that the invalidation is not hit on this one. Anyways, going on over here, I do want to see what momentum oscillators look like for the time being. And what do we see? Daily will actually pop back up with any sort of a daily delta closure above 178.80. We do go down to a 4-hour. What are we looking for right here? We'll be actually coming down as well with any sort of a closure below 187. And hourly, what are we looking for right now? Actually popping up at 166, and that is not looking too strong. This actually does look, if we are looking at it from a momentum oscillator perspective, it would suggest that we probably do correct down first, probably to about $1.50 or so. Maybe even as low as about $1.25, but long term I do like it. And let's see how the weekly's setting up for right now. Yeah, thus far, look, I'm not saying that macro this thing's going to reverse or anything like that. This is obviously continuation long term, but does it play at a short term pullback first? I do suspect it probably does. Long term though, very, very good. Wouldn't be surprised to see it hit $2 plus and then I don't know, in like a month or two, whatever it ends up being. But very, 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 very good on the long term. Short term, just a little bit corrective here is what it looks like to me. Hopefully that was helpful. And there you go. What's up, Jack? There he is. Ethereum Bitcoin, short, medium term. Yeah, we can do that one. What the general guidance of the health or the general health of the market is going to be looking like right here. I probably would be looking for another retest around the lows, like 7.3 million satoshis, maybe as far down to about 7.25. See what the daily looks like for right now. I'd be looking for a bounce there though. That's just right on the daily 21. I do like the uptrend, and I do, as you already know, love the higher term timeframes on this one. I have nothing better to say about any of the higher term timeframes on this one, to be 100% clear. But short term timeframes, do we come down and grind around the 8th of September lows right here? I do think so, but I would be looking for a bounce at the same time. The only way that I'd even consider turning around to even like medium term bearish on this one would be with a daily closure below that same region, and I'd be looking for a correction down to about 6.9 million satoshi. There'd still be a daily uptrend at that point, but would lose its short term, medium term luster. For right now, just short term, a little bit of downside, and I'd be looking for a bounce within this region. And then if you see a bounce from this region, that's going to look really, 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 really good for a short-term reaccumulation confirmation on the next sort of trending move on your higher-term time frame is going to be back above essentially your rejective highs that you saw from 9th of September yesterday, which is about 7.5 million satoshis or so. But again, short-term, a little bit of downside is what I'd be looking for, and then after that, a bit of a bouncy bounce. This tip is to personally shout out Elsa, says Scott Barney. Nice. All right, cool. That's one way to flirt. Kicking it with Kicks Podcast. Hi, Simp Virgin Lord. That's me. Hey, that's me. I saw a stupid video yesterday where some Twitch girl said, if you want to get girls in real life, you should maybe stop watching girl streamers on Twitch. It's actually a great video. Elsa needs to copy paste that one because it was fucking great. Anyways, yeah, so I'm the Sim Virgin Lord over here, and your question is which indicators do you use for measuring volatility and momentum? Well, measuring volatility, I do like the BBWP over here. For momentum, I use several different ones. I like RSI is probably my best, or sorry, RSI is probably the best one that I use that is like freely available. The Joule is my best one that I use in like my own personal trading strategy right now. In fact, I can actually even just show you that one. And then Stokes are pretty damn good too if you are looking for more like short-term ranging action. I'm working on a new one over here as well, which is showing some promise, but it's not perfect just yet. But yeah, my actual own trading setup for anyone who is interested, it's actually this simple. I have three major movement averages. I have BBWP, I have the Joule, and then I have PMAR, actually P on this one. That's pretty much how I run it, and very simple actually. For what it's worth right now. Anyways, okay, cool. Anyways, what's up, Mr. King Cosmic? Made a Prada bag from 452 to 448. Nicely done, sir. Hell yeah. There you go. Elsa loves her Prada, and I think from her estimations, what they cost like $1,000 per bag or something. Is that well? Fair enough. I mean, everyone's got to have their bags now, don't we? Your TI course is man. I'm very glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. Very, very glad to hear that, Mr. King Cosmic. But, again, whenever it comes to your success, make sure that you give your own self some credit as well. Like whether the information is the information, what you do with that is your own doing. And that means that your successes are your own. It also means that your failures are your own as well. But the defining feature is that you are in control. You are responsible. And so that's always, within your own volitional control, which is, where we really want to be and where we kind of, need to be as traders. So fair enough. What's up, Eli Bach? Can you please look at waves? I can, but with no time frames given, I don't. What the fuck you want me to look at, man? Yeah, I get it versus the fucking dollar, but maybe like a daily, 4 hour, whatever. Anyways, it's continuation right here. This is looking good. Again, another thing that does kind of bode well for Bitcoin, in my opinion. Another higher low right here, hidden bullish divergence. Just want to see volatility start to expand on the daily, and I'd be looking for a retest of the prior highs at like 36 to maybe as much as $41. Long term, where we at? We're at new all-time highs pretty much already on this run. Very, very good. I actually quite like this a lot. What I feel very comfortable with saying is that any sort of a closure on new all-time highs above 34 and a quarter, I would be looking for this one to go into another just melt phase, actually. We can make a measure move on this one as well out of the trading range. And that would actually hint at a $41.50 target on the breakout. Again, this is more long-term, not like today or tomorrow, but over the next few weeks if that condition is confirmed. And then probably looking at 60, 70 over time. It actually has a very, very good setup right here. And another thing that, definitely makes me consider strongly the possibility that Bitcoin is in a very much a bear trap right now. Cool. Nice. We are looking at waves. Check the hair, sir. That's me. My hair is pretty fucking wavy, actually. It's the most curly hair of all time, in fact. Martin Hunt says, morning Krown, morning to you, sir. Algo 4 hour daily. Yeah, we can look at that one. Yesterday you mentioned potential consolidating between 2 to 240, wondering how you estimated the low end of that. Let's just go check it out and let's see how that actually looked at this in my own volition, as you might guess. But let's see. Okay, so I said $2 to 240. Yes, indeed. So how was I getting that? Let's see. What was I essentially basing that off of? I'm guessing probably the 4 hour range right here. Yeah, just kind of just basing that off of the last 4 hour low in this case. So I'm just running with trend. That's all that I'm doing. But to be fair, I should say this one actually does look a little bit more corrective. I would not mind another move down to like 185 or so. Well, very likely does have a short-term time frame bounce right here. Hourly's still good, man. This one actually probably does bounce back up first to like 225 to 230 first. I'm a little, well, daily's still good as well, actually. Yeah, daily's still good as well here. You know what? I would hesitate to call a corrective move first before another upside expansion here. This is pretty damn good. Daily RSI has still not made any bearish divergence. We still see that BBWP is getting fucking high, man. But I suspect that this one will run for like 100 for a couple days or so. That's at the point where I really would be cognizant of pullback territory. But for right now, Dare I say that this is just a really aggressive consolidation. It probably does put another higher low right here as well. And that actually would print hidden bullish evidence if it does confirm. How do we confirm that? I'd want to see an hourly closure above about 230. And then, yes, I would look for a run to new highs on this run. Do we have targets for this? I'd imagine it's probably going to be at the 1618, which I do not have on this chart right here. Let me just plop it in. Been liking this one recently, especially on these first expansive moves. And that would be about just under $3 or so. Again, invalidation would be, I wouldn't necessarily say below about 190 or so. Sorry, 185. 185 on a full hour would do it for me. Invalidate that and correct first. But it actually does look like it probably continues first before it pulls back. But for right now, the setup is there, to be fair. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. Scott Barney says, Elsa deserves her own chip jar. It would leave you poor. Bastard! How dare you? What's up? What? Oh, motherfucker! Sorry, man. Sorry. Oh my god, King Cosmic. I apologize, man. Yeah, we can go look at SPY. Speaking of corrections, we do have one on good old SPYs over here. You know what I'm going to say about this, man. So this was our target on a breakdown from yesterday, right around about 44.80 or so. I would be looking for a bounce here first and foremost. It is a daily 21 after all, but we really have to be looking at the weekly right now because we are going to be closing that later today. And if this one does close below last week's low, which is 4,500, which we are below right now, to be fair, I will be looking for a correction at the very least to the 10 simple on the weekly before anything else coming into late September most likely. Do I think that this lines up with my estimation for like a 20% correction probably sometime later this year? Yeah, in October kind of starting to really feel like that month right now. Let's see what the hourly looks like for right now. Short term should bounce up a little bit more, maybe back up to like 45.05 or so. But here's the thing, this one is just continuation. I mean, in this case, especially as long as you're below about 45.13, but how's the daily looking? Yeah, daily's kind of nasty right here. I hold reservation on this one. Look, whenever traditional markets go down, it's no secret that JPOW gets on the fucking soundboards and says something that just makes it immediately pump back up. But we do have some fundamental reasons now to really be wary of the same shit that we've been seeing over the last couple years here, especially in the sense that the Fed is going to start tapering. So tapering obviously doesn't mean that they immediately pull all of their all of their buying power. No, but it is going to start, and that will start to get priced in, I believe, around the end of this year or early 2022. So in this case right here, I'd give it a chance to bounce first. Any sort of a failure, coming into next week below like 45.30. is going to look like we're really setting up for like our first major correction down to 4,400. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing about this. Because this has been so astronomically just bullish, a 10% correction or 5% correction only takes us down to like the 21. 10% correction will take us down to the 55. If that happens, it's not there just yet. But look at the weekly closing today. If that closes below about 4,500, I'd feel quite comfortable saying that it's time for correction. For right now, short-term timeframes, bouncy, yes. Wouldn't mind to bounce back up somewhere in like the low $4,500 region. The real question is what's the response around that region? Do we have any hidden bullish evidence to be aware of? Actually, technically, we will if this does confirm as a local low. And that's going to destroy exactly what I just said right there. But fair enough for right now. I would be on caution for traditional markets, actually. This is the first time I'm kind of saying that. It's a little bit cautionary. Want to see the weekly closure. If that gets confirmed, then caution, I think, is very much warranted. All right, cool. What's up? I haven't got to Gohan's mom, so just save it over there. We're almost there, though. What's up, no important? Cello USD? Yeah, we can do this one. And what? Oh, motherfucker! God damn it! I screwed up the Phantom video. Jesus Christ, Krown. Oh, just goofing it up right now. Recorded way too much on that one. Cello looking good. Actually looking pretty damn good on the daily. Another drive of hidden bullish evidence right here. Volatility is about to expand again. Daily Jewel had its little correction. Is it actually printing cyan right now? No, it's not. But it will start to if it closes anywhere here or higher. I'll be looking for extension all the way up to about 720 to 7.25. 4 hour looks like what? Looks fine. Again, invalidation point below about $5 or so. Until that happens, this thing is just looking like continuation right here. Another decent chart for an altcoin. Weekly is powerful as fuck. There is nothing bearish about that. Nothing fucking bearish about that on the weekly. Dare I say that this one's probably gonna try around the prior highs on this run. Very likely does close on new highs maybe like next week. But this is a very good setup right here. I do like that chart quite a fair bit. All right, there we are. Now we have Gohan's mom. What's up, Gohan? Hello, Krown, Elsa, and K people. Hey, that's us. Can we please look at RKLB? Okay, RKLB. And what was the time frame? 4 hour and daily. Wrong. Okay, Rocket Lab. Daily, obviously fucking good, but let's see the... Oh, this is relatively new. Okay. 4 hours. Hey, this... I have a weird chart over here. The 4 hours not showing the same thing as the daily. I'm going to guess that this probably just went IPO. And that's why we're getting that... built this pump, and also the you know, these weird charts going on right here. I suspect that this one does continue on to new highs before anything else. But when it comes to IPO pumps and whatnot, I really am not the person to ask about that. I don't have too much experience in trading like an IPO that just freshly got listed. In this case right here, the best that I can do for you is just come up with some areas of interest for some upside selling pressure, just take profit pressure. That'd be between about 23 and 25 bucks, but I suspect that it does run a little bit more to new highs, just based off the lower term timeframes right now, and then I'll be looking for a big smash down, but probably somewhere between about 23 to 25, and then I'll be a little bit cautious right there. Long term, I don't have any opinion on something that's been around for this, you know, this low amount of time, but for right now, you know, it does look good. It does look good for further continuation. I'll just be kind of careful around those regions, and then come back to it and closes next week. Other than that, I really don't have a strong opinion on it. I'm that guy, bro. Hello. Bang, bang. Skeet. Dollar bill, y'all. Holler. Welcome to Krown's Crypto Cave. You are indeed that guy, bro. BTU stock on the hourly and daily looking top, take short, says Gemini Athlete. That is good English, sir. BTU, huh? All right, BTU stock. Here we go. Peabody Energy, and you are saying on the hourly and daily, looking toppy. I'm guessing what you're saying. Is it time to take a short? Wouldn't call this toppy on a daily just yet. No. Weekly. Weekly. Yeah. Okay. I probably would be looking for a pullback here. I don't know if I'd call it like toppy, but I do suspect a pullback down to about 17.5. Maybe even all the way down to like 17 even is probably in store coming into next week. But I'd expect one more run at the highs right here, and then probably rejection, and then come back down coming into early next week. But I wouldn't be calling like a MAC reversal right here. I mean, this is still very, 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 very strong. But you are at the 200 simple on the weekly. Gonna be a lot of profit taking around there, typically speaking. So I suspect that you probably do see a bit of that, bit of a pullback, and then come back into it next week. But it depends what time frame you're trading. If you're on the hourly, then yeah, I'd agree. Okay, we got that one. What's up, Mark Harrison? Bird Derp. That's me. Solana closed the daily below 200 bucks. We still good on the 330 to 350 target, or are we fucked? Boa Note. Okay, well, that was the invalidation point, sir. So no. That's what invalidation means. But we can record this one over here. Here we have Solana's versus the dollar being requested by Mr. Mark Harrison. And it looks like we did hit our risk parameter, or at least my risk parameter for yesterday, which was closing below 200 bucks, of which this one did close below actually 190 at 187.85. So with that said, am I looking for a little bit of sideways on the short-term timeframes and then very likely a bit of a correction? Probably yes. However, short-term timeframes are still good here. So this one is a little bit more difficult to read, to be quite honest with you, but the setup is still actually there for a short-term time frame, to be fair. 182.25 would be the invalidation point for this one, be getting a corrective phase back down to about 150, maybe 160, somewhere between there. But for right now, this actually still does hold for what it's worth if you do want to be a little bit more aggressive with it. Of course, this is not financial advice, not financial advisor, but in this case right here, it is technically still there. Curious what the 2-day looks like. Did we close that one yesterday? We did. 2 days, a little bit in a toppy formation, bit of a doji dildo right there. 3-day, not so much actually. That one just closed as well. And 5-day is looking like what? No call and something like that. So for what it's worth right now, I'd actually give it a chance, to be fair. But if I'm running off the daily, I'd be looking for correction first. And I do happen to favor the daily in this case. See what momentum also does over here say. They agree with that and kind of help out that bias for right now. Hourly is going to be, well, up as long as above 186.25. 4 hours going to be down as long as we're below 208.85. 12 hours going to show down as long as below 197.65. And daily is going to show down as long as below 204.5. So here's what I feel comfortable saying. Probably would be looking for a bounce in the short-term time frames. Probably does bounce back up to like 203, 204, maybe even 205. But here's the thing. As long as this one does fail below about 210 on the daily, I am looking for that to just be your next lower high in the short-term time frames, and then very likely play out that correction coming into next week. Again, don't confuse correction with like a reversal call like on the macro. This is obviously still very long-term bullish. This is a fucking good chart. The weekly is powerful as all hell. I would be a fool to call something like this bearish in its current stature. Now, if the weekly closed below like 150 or so, hey, yeah, I could look for a deeper correction down below, maybe down below $100 coming into like October or something. But for right now, I give it the benefit of the doubt, mostly based off of its prior history. And if I'm looking at the 4 hour right here, 182 is where I'd be looking towards. Short term, I do think it bounces regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. The question is, does the bounce fail to get back above, you know, if you're using a daily, where would I say, or sorry, if you're using a 12 hour, where would I say? The bounce fails to get back above about 205 to 206. At that point, I'd really be looking for that to just be a failed bounce and very likely does correct first before anything else. Targets down to like 150 to 160 or somewhere between there. Hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Solana's. Nice. JW, what's up, man? Hootie Hennessy can shut his dirty mouth. What? He's my friend. Oh, whoa. Okay, we have a little bit of a rivalry going on right now. We all want to know about Link. Actually, Link is, well, let's bring up Link. 29 bucks right now. Let's record this one as well for the old Link Marines. Here we have Chainlink, symbol LINK versus the dollar, being requested by Mr. JW. He wants everyone to know that Hootie Hennessy can shut his dirty mouth. Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyways, a couple things stand out about this chart, as do several other altcoin charts as well. But we do, technically speaking, right now have a higher low potentially in place. We did hit our target from yesterday at around 30 bucks. The rejection followed soon after that, but doesn't really mean much for the daily just yet. With that in mind, do we have any potential hidden bullish evidence here? Yes, we will if this does confirm as a local low, which would also be a higher low. And how do we do that? A daily closure today above 29.25 would do it for me in this case, and a wick above yesterday's high would also do it as well. That's 30 bucks and 33 cents or so. And I would be looking for a retest around the prior highs of this rally at about 34 to 35 bucks, and then very likely continuation over the next week or so. But for right now, let's actually go down to the short-term time frame, see what we're looking like for right here. Looks okay actually right here. I still retain any sort of reversal call on this one until you see a 4 hour closure below about 27 bucks or so. Until that happens, I actually think that this is a bit of a bear trap right here, and I do think that this probably does pop back up. We did see the corrective phase happen on declining volatility. That's what you would expect. We can go look at momentum oscillators as well and see if they down at this general case here. Daily's coming down this whole way. This is essentially a bullish reset for right now, and it will be remaining down as long as below 35.50. So it's not, we're not going to see any like major massive move to the upside today. At least I'd say that's rather unlikely. 12 hour 29.5. That is actually well within striking distance right now. Again, corrected the whole way down. That is a generally good sign. 4 hour Stokes remain to the upside as long as above 27 bucks, and hourly I imagine is flipping around probably, and yes it is 28, 80, 88. So I actually do kind of favor this one. I still want to see either a daily closure above about 29.25 or just a higher high above yesterday's wick high, and then yes, I'd feel quite comfortable looking for a continuation back up to the mid 30s, and then that's going to look really good for the weekly closure to come. And can drive targets much higher coming into next week or the week after that. So I actually still kind of like this one, and it does generally bode well for Bitcoin here as well. I would argue, however, it already did play at the hidden bullish evidence from this last low call right here on the 12 hours. So I don't think that that's available anymore. And I should also talk about downside invalidation targets if it does get hit. So below 27 bucks on a 4 hour, I would look for this one to play out another move down to like 22 to 24 bucks, probably bounce there and then die later. But for right now, I give it the benefit of the doubt, and okay, not too shabby, at least for the time being. Hopefully that was helpful. And there you go, Mr. JW. Miguel, what's up, man? Hello. Palantir says all their debts are 50 million of physical gold. Any thoughts? Also, why do you prefer to trade a bear market? Okay, two questions there. So Palantir pays all their debts and buys 50 million of physical gold. 50 million is not that much for them, just so you know. I hate to break it to you, but 50 million, for them is just like a reasonable hedge. All these major funds and whatnot, and major like money managers, they all do shit like this. They're spread out around a bunch of different things. They're not like us crypto degens who go 100% into one thing. They always keep some cash on hand. They always keep some sort of commodities for hedge. A lot of the time it's going to be gold or some of the shiny rocks, shit like that. So what do I make of that? don't have anything to make out of that. You'd probably be better off asking an economist for that sort of a thing, of which I actually do have a degree in economics. Don't do shit with it. It's pretty much worthless as far as I'm concerned. But for what it's worth, also, like, economists are notoriously just very wrong in a lot of their predictions. But as far as 50 million physical gold, I can speak directly towards that. That's not a big number for them, like, at all. Like, if you're managing even like low billions, which is like a low fund, that's not that much. And for the big ones, I mean, they can manage up to like fucking trillions. So yeah, man, I don't have any opinion on that, other than not that big of a deal, at least at first pass. But your second question, I actually do have a lot of opinions on, because it's actually that's actually what I said. Also, why do you prefer to trade a bear market? So the reason why I prefer to trade a bear market is because trading is a fucking video game. and the video game, when things are just melting up, for me, is not that much fun, because I'm mostly just holding. And I was very vocal about this in the first half of 2021 over here, when Bitcoin was just going from 10,000 all the way to 65,000 bucks. I did very little. I did very fucking little. I made a few trades over here. I made a few trades over here, and I made a lot of trades over here. But that was when, Bitcoin was actually dropping down. And I did probably 90% of my trades for this year in this area right here, actually, this area right here. And it even died off over here because things were just so fucking slow. So that's why it's out of pure just pleasure, because I'm a fucking video game addict, man, and that really is what it is. I mean, trading is an addiction in some cases. Can it be a positive addiction? Yes. I mean, every addiction, everything that we kind of fall in love with is an addiction by definition. It's just, does it serve you or does it take away from you? And for myself, well, financially speaking, trading is, I would say it's like the gym. It's a good addiction. It gives more than it takes away. But as far as that question is, it's just a peer preference type of thing. Like over here, I had to play like real video games in order to get my entertainment, and over here I could just be reliant on trading. But yeah, that's really all that it comes down to, man. Nothing more than that. And that's obviously not for everyone else as well. I would not say that trading is for everyone. In fact, it's certainly not for everyone. In fact, if you're even thinking about it, it's probably not. Anyways, Saturn Epoch says, Rose USD 1 hour 4 hour please. I'm finished. Yes, you are finished. Oh, you are. Holy shit. Nice one. Moi, sir, good to meet you. Huvar Humenta. Mita Kulu, sir. There we go. All right, Rose USD, let's see what we got over here. Pretty good. Pretty fucking good. Holy shit. This one consolidated at a very, very high level right now. That is typically a very good sign, actually. Maintains lows very, very well right here. I would come up with a bit of a range. Let's see if I've already put it in here. Oh, I've done some extensions right here. Let's just actually do the range for what it's worth right now. We got high side of the 4 hour. We got the low side of the 4 hour, 23 cents versus 29.5 cents. I actually like this one consolidated in this region right here. Let's see what Momentum also to say. Yep, we will have another drive of hidden bullish divergence, assuming that this does confirm as a local low. That'll be had and confirmed with any sort of a closure of about 26.5 cents or so. Looking pretty damn good right there. Volatility trending down throughout this little corrective phase. If you do lose this level, 23 cents, I'd be looking for a quick drop to about 20 cents even, bounce there. But this one actually holding up very, very valiantly. Now I would say that there are big problems below 20 cents. That's where I start to switch around and be more bearish, looking for a deeper correction into like the mid-teens. But for right now, this is still pretty damn good, and I don't necessarily think that it's gonna resolve this like today or tomorrow. I think it trades sideways within that region for a while, but long term, where are we at within the grand scheme of things? Consolidating right at the 1.272 right there. A breakout above that, what was it, like 29.5 cent high, and I'd actually be looking for an expansion phase all the way up to about 44 cents or so before the next pullback, and consolidation a little bit lower. Actually a pretty damn interesting chart right here, but again, I don't think that this one's I think that this one's going to spend some time going sideways here. Let the 4 hour BBWP cool off. Same thing with daily as well. I think that that's the most likely thing to happen here, but generally good. A generally interesting chart once again here. What's up, Mr. Tony, Mr. Juicy J? There he is. Zil USD, we can do that one. Ziliqua, definitely a Canadian coin. And again, this is actually incredibly similar to Bitcoin right here as well. This is what your bear trap would look like, and this one's incredibly. I mean, you could even say that this one might have already even confirmed it if you're very aggressive. I do not like playing these aggressively, but any sort of a daily closure today above 11.5 cents, and I'd feel very comfortable saying that this is a confirmed bear trap. I'd be looking for a retest of 14 to 14.5 cents or so. and look for the general rally to continue on. Like, this is a very good response from the rejective lows right here. Even looks like an inverted head and shoulders for what it's worth as well. This is fucking good. Good. 4 hours very obviously continuing from here as well. Looking for short term up to about 12.5 cent. If we start to close above there, I'd even call a bear trap confirmed with the 4 hour closure above 12.5 cent. Risk is below 11 cent right now. Below 11 cent, this is all invalidated. You can expect much lower prices, but for right now, this is good. And again, another thing that does bode well for Bitcoin. Even got a drive of phantom div over here on daily RSI. Dare I say, I actually do think, if you're asking my personal opinion, not like legitimate technical, well, it is technical analysis, but if you're asking my personal opinion, I do think that Bitcoin will bear trap, for what it's worth. Darren Grish, what's up, man? Dude, I stopped getting all of your notifications recently. Yeah, I've been getting this comment a lot. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what the issue is, actually. It seems like it's quite common, and I think it might have to do with the fact that I've just been uploading a shit ton of videos recently. So maybe maybe I need to draw back on that and do less per day. It could also be that YouTube just hates me, and fair enough. So I'll have to email them and ask them what's up. I did hear, though, that there is a quick fix for it, meaning that you'd have to subscribe to the channel and then unsubscribe and then subscribe and then resubscribe, and that can fix it. But other than that, I don't know what the fix is, and that's unfortunate. Make sure to like and subscribe. Fuck, I always forget that one too. Anyways, you don't have to like and subscribe if you don't want to. It's all good. Proton, XPR, USD daily. Let's see what we got. XPR, Proton. I like protons, man. They make you nice and strong. There's not a daily to analyze here, unfortunately. Maybe we can come up with a longer chart here. This is not a helpful chart because it's just all wishy-washy, but I do suspect that this one is good. I'm guessing that this is like the real chart, I guess. Look, I'm not going to be bearish on this thing, especially as long as it's above the 200 simple on the daily, but I don't trust TA too much on something that just, trades so wildly like this. This chart over here looks a little bit more interesting. It's just, well, at least it makes a little more sense, but we just don't have too much history right here. I would be bullish on this one if I'm just looking at this right here. Invalidation point's going to be below about 750. What is that? 7.5 tenths of a cent, something like that. Until then, I'm just generally looking higher. I don't really have any major. Okay, this is the same thing. So I guess if you put a gun in my head and said, Krown, fucking, where's the next area of interest? Like 1.25 cent, maybe even as much as 1.5 cent long term. This is kind of hard to do just because I don't really trust this chart too much. Invalidation again below about 7.5 tenths of a cent is what it was, I do believe. All right, cool. What's up, CDME Love? I appreciate that. Feel free to have a chat as well, though. All right. Jordan Knox, what's up, man? Mover, thanks, mate. Hey, I am mate, and you are mate as well. Mover, 4 hour in daily. Let's check. Mover, oh, this is crypto. It's fucking Moon River. Oh my god. Sir, can't you tell by the name that it's probably bullshit? Sorry, man. Let's see if Kraken has more history. I don't have any analysis on this one, man. It's way too young. It's too immature. But short-term time frames, I'd probably be looking at a retest of 340. Other than that, man, there is no analysis even to be done on a daily or let alone a fucking 4 hour at this point. It's way too new, man. It's way too new. I don't trust them like this. I would invalidate any sort of further upside below about 265 or so, and look for a correction down to like 220. But if you put a gun to my head on the fucking hourly, which I would not stand by this. What I'm trying to say, I would not fucking stand by this. I would probably be looking for another retest around highs and probably continues from there. But I don't trust charts that have been around for like. It's been around for like less than a month, man. There's no daily to analyze here. Let's see. Appreciate that, Infinity. Oh, all good, man. All good. Okay, asked about one token. Okay, one token. So this is this thingy, Harmony. Yeah, we can do this one. Can probably record this one as well. And again, another very interesting chart right here. So I do want to follow up on this. And let's actually just delete this chart because it's getting convoluted and those are not even relevant towards the current price action. Here we have Harmony, symbol ONE1 versus the dollar being requested from Mr. Infinity. Going to do a general overview of this one. We followed up on this a couple days ago. We said a bear trap would be confirmed with any sort of a closure above about 13 cents, I believe it was. Oh, we got that closure, and your bear trap was certainly confirmed, and your targets have certainly been met around your prior all-time highs. And this is looking pretty damn good for long-term continuation, actually. In this case, I imagine to probably new all-time highs. Yes, indeed. This is a very good long-term chart, actually. So first and foremost, where do I start to invalidate those ideas? Where do I start to look for this one to fall apart? Not necessarily continue on with that expansion phase. Below 16.25, yes, I would have hesitation. But for right now, this is looking really, really good. And I probably would be looking for a short-term downside move, to be fair. This one very likely does correct short-term to like 17.5 cent or so, but I would be looking for a bounce there at the same time. The focus right now is on the weekly for the long term. Any sort of a closure, any fucking sort of a closure at all above that same 16.25 cent region, I'd be looking for long-term continuation. This is very obviously a macro higher low right here. Testing around your prior highs is not the way that you get lower highs, typically speaking. And we could be looking at some long-term targets. Again, assuming that those conditions are met, short term on a breakout to about a quarter, and then more long term probably to 50 cents or so. Long term meaning, you know, like months down the road. But for right now, this is looking very, very good. Momentum also does seem to agree. Hidden bullish evidence right there. Volatility expanding, and obviously trend continuation. So you got the fucking holy trinity. Again, that's why we kind of called it over here, saying, hey, just a higher low. We got trend, volatility, momentum. Anytime that I see that, I'm looking for trend continuation. Even the daily jewel is given another signal as well. It's rather aggressive, but I expect that this one continues on over the long period of time. This is very, very good. Again, eyes on about 16 cents or so, but as long as you're above there, very, very good long term. And let's go see short-term time frames just to see if it's more likely to continue on from this point right here. Hourly will flip back up with any sort of a closure above 19.20, 4 hour above 20 cent. But yeah, short-term time frames very likely do correct a little bit. Daily remains up as long as above 18.80. So this is probably set up for, you know, later this month or so, but pretty damn good here for Harmony. And another thing that kind of makes me a little bit more looking for something similar on Bitcoin as well. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go, sir. Nice one. All right, cool. Okay, let me take another sippy sip of this. Okay, let's see. What's up, Micah? XTZ, Tezos. Yeah, we can do this one. This one was probably worth recording as well. Rather popular one. Probably look at XRP as well. I think that one had a listing pump earlier today. And here we go. Here we have Tezos, symbol XTZ versus the dollar on Binance, being requested by Mr. Micah, doing a general overview of this one. And again, another confirmation of bear trap right here. Bounces valiantly off the 55 exponential average. The exact same thing as where Bitcoin's kind of at right now. And what do we see? Hidden bullish evidence right here, expanding volatility. We got trend continuation, we got volatility, and we got momentum. That's a holy trinity. And I would be looking for this to continue onwards and forwards, very likely to 7.25, maybe even as high as 7.5 before the next sort of short-term pullback. Short-term time frame, speaking of them, 4 hour is just expansion right here. I would highlight that 4 hour BBWP is getting obviously very, very hot right there. So this one, when this one does pull back, it'll pull back like rather swiftly, but I do suspect that it probably has one more move to the outside first before that happens. And then we play pull back down to like 6.25 or 6.5, something like that, and set it up for next week. Speaking of the weekly, this is not bad. This is fucking good. Long-term macro uptrend, very, very nice. I would keep a cognizant eye, of course, on the 7 and 12 cent region, any sort of a weekly closure above there, and I'd be looking for long-term continuation. In this case, we can probably come up with some more long-term targets for this one. Let's just see. I'd be looking for targets probably up to $8.50 to $10. Bit of a consolidation there, and then maybe long-term into the deep teens, around end of year, something like that. But for right now, short-term looking good, medium-term looking good, long-term looking good as well. I'd like to see those closures confirmed. Where'd my validation point be? I think I said earlier below about $6 or so. I'd probably adjust that to 5.5. I'd actually adjust that to 5.5, but overall, pretty damn good here. Pretty damn good. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Tezos. Right, sweet. Let's see. We got that one, Mr. Robbo, Harmony one, and I recorded that one as well, so I'll upload it a little bit later. What? Yeah, I got that one. For Infinity. Oh, okay. All right. What, ETN? Yeah. No, we're only doing one more. Sorry, we can only handle one per request, man. Otherwise, just the stream just gets like way too fucking long and my voice gets wrecked. This one's okay. I mean, it is putting a bit of a double bottom right here. Or if you want to be super exact, it's a bit more of a higher low confirmation back up about a cent and a half. 1.5 cent is what I'm trying to say, and then I'll be looking for a move back around the prior highs at 1.8 cent. Long term, what do we have here? I guess it could be worse long term, to be fair. But I do remember that this is like a 2017 shitcoin, so I always hold my reservations on those. For right now, though, nothing bearish about this thing, especially as long as above 1.3 cent below there. I would turn bearish, look for big moves down to below 1 cent and probably beyond. But for right now, give it the benefit of the doubt on the daily, especially. 4 hour looks good as well for a short term move up to about 1.5 cent. Just want to see it clear above there and then extend targets. Okay, Mr. Infinity says looking for some guidance on Super USD, there. Okay, short to medium term, okay, and long term. Let's check it out over here. Super here. All right, where's my shoopers? Here we go. I believe I've charted this one out before. I would be looking for a bounce off this region, the 75-cent region right here. This one's a pretty nasty trap, to be fair. If it is going to end up being a trap, I would be looking for a bounce off this region, very likely short term, do about 83 cents or so, but that doesn't really do too much for this one. Now, I think it's actually easier to say what would look very bad on this one rather than what would look good. Below 75 cent on a 4-hour closure, that's where I'd really start to look for this one to get marked down, not to whatever that target is right there, but more like down around here. Sorry, down around here, which is going to be like low 60 cent or so, which would be quite a fair drop off for this one. But for right now, I'd give it a chance to trade a little bit more sideways here. Very likely trades, very likely to test some short-term upsides. So that'd be the short term for this one. Volatility is cooling off quite a fair bit, so I would be looking for a resolution, not today, not tomorrow, but probably early next week again. Daily, not super interesting right here. Can we pull up like a 2-day maybe? Yeah, 2-day does not look good either. This. I mean, those time frames do not look good on this one. Now, I do happen to know that this one probably has some news in the in the old pipelines there. But at the end of the day, you know, if I'm sticking to my rules right here, I'd say as long as this one's below about 94.5 cent, or yeah, about 94.5 cent, I would have reservations on it. Sideways with this region is obviously, you know, better than fucking breaking down. But I wouldn't necessarily get excited about this one as long as you below about 94.5 cent. Above there, I'd still actually be looking for, you know, $1.50 target would be interesting, but that I don't believe things would stop there. I'd actually be looking towards 2 to 2.5 long term. One will look pretty damn good if that were to happen. But again, be cognizant of this area right here. That if that one does give away, this one will fall quite a fair bit, or at least very, very likely. I should speak in absolutes right there, but hopefully that was helpful, ma'am. CCAS says top of the morning to you as well, sir. CRV USD. Yeah, we can look at this one. It's your curve token. Curve your enthusiasm. Same one right here. Yeah, actually pretty damn good. All right, you know what, should we record this one? I don't think I've ever done one on this one, so else we'll have to figure out the logos and everything, which is good. Put it to fucking work. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got 5 today. All right, here we have Curve token. I believe this is the reward token for the old Curve DAO thingy, whatever it is. Anyways, more importantly than that, we do have a confirmation of bear trap right here. You see that golden cross happening right there on the 8th of September, alongside hidden bullish divergence, and volatility is actually just starting to expand right here as it does essentially regain and reclaim the top side of the range at 230. That is a very good signal, and I would be looking for a short-term move, very likely back up to about 269 to 270. Any sort of a break above there or a trade higher than your 6th of September highs, and I'll be looking for this one to go on for a little bit of a ride towards $3.5 actually. Weekly, if this weekly closes above 275, I feel very confident saying that this one will retest around $3.5 probably in the next few weeks. Short-term time frames like a 4-hour. Where would I invalidate this whole idea? I would invalidate this whole idea, especially below $2 or 210 or so. At that point, I would be looking for another retest of your 7th of September lows down around about $1.60 to $1.50 or so. But for right now, this one actually looks pretty damn good, and I do favor continuation right here. After a little bit of that trappy scenario, that is actually a really good sign. In fact, let's go check it out from a perspective. See what the daily is looking like right here, just out of curiosity. Whoops, that did that not work? There we go. There we go. That worked. 237.5, the magical number for the daily. So as long as you're closing above there, I essentially am looking for this to continue like over the next 24 to 48 hours. 12-hour, freshly crossing up above 195. That's looking very good now. 4-hour stays up as long as above 216. Yeah, dare I say this one very likely continues from here. Decent setup right there. And we've seen that several times before, so hopefully that was helpful for a curve token. Nice one, man. All right, cool. Hi. What's up, man? Sarum, yeah, we could do Sarum. May Vishnu bless you and give you many children. Thank you, and I hope that you get blessed in many children as well. Vishnu might have an issue with that on me, though. But you know what? I appreciate the. I recognize that is a positive thing to begin with, and I appreciate that, sir. And I wish you something relative of whatever significance to you in the same way. How about that? Trying to show fucking gratitude. That's all. Anyways, wow, good. Fucking good, man. Fucking good. Fucking good here. Sam, is this another Sam coin? I believe it is. We have another Sam coin. It's Serum, symbol SRM versus the dollar, being requested by Mr. Ho Ho Hi Hi, who the Vishnu has blessed. And the Vishnu has definitely blessed this thing as well, man. Holy shit. Powerful Vishnu. Very, very powerful Vishnu. What do we see right here? We do see a closure back above your prior rejective highs from early May. This one already played out its bear. This one didn't even bear trap. It was just a fucking uptrend the whole goddamn way through. Sorry, not damn Vishnu, but just please Vishnu here. We do have hidden bullish divergence for Vishnu, and we do have expanding volatility, and we do have trend continuation. Wait, is that the Holy Trinity right there? I believe it is. And we already kind of got our pullback from the retest prior all-time highs, also off the 1.414 extension right here as well. I'd very likely be looking for this one to base around here on the short-term timeframes and go for another trendy move to the upside. I do kind of stutter on that statement a little bit here just because 4-hour BBWP is so high. But for right now, I wouldn't mind a pullback short term down to like 970 to 975. As long as you're above there, I see no reason to be looking at this as, well, as a failure. And I would be looking for general continuation. Maybe not today, but very likely over the next week or two. And targets probably up to, the deep teens over time. That would be over the next couple months here. But a very good chart, actually. Very, very good chart for Vishnu. Very fucking good chart for Vishnu. Let's see what the hourly looks like over here. Yep, consolidated at a high level right now. And I would actually call the next sort of expansive phase, even from an hourly perspective, if this one can close back above about 154, so 154 would look good. And again, invalidation, I believe, was below about 970, we'll say 970 or so. As long as you're above there, generally good. Below there, I would invalidate this whole idea, but for right now, this is a decent setup, man. Very, very good setup right here. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Serum. Nice one. Let's see. Blah 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 says Cardano time. Yeah, we need to do one for that one as well. Where's my Cardurpio over here? 255. Uh-oh. Is this the Cardurpio that I've been looking for? Pretty interesting right here, actually. Yeah, we could record one for this one as well. Here we have Cardurpio, symbol ADA versus the dollar. And what do we have going on right here? We do have a bit of a potential bear trap situation going on, actually. Where would I confirm bear trap in this case? Back above about 280, especially on a daily would look damn good to me. On a 4-hour, back above about 290. And right now, the 4 actually looking pretty damn good. Now, I would invalidate this idea with any sort of a 4-hour below 235. And I would be looking for another swipe of $2 or so, maybe lower over time. But for right now, this is actually okay. So sideways and up is what it looks like here for the short-term timeframes. Hourly looks like it wants to move back around about 266. I do want to check out, of course, momentum charts over here as well, just see if they agree with that. And if they do, that would look really, really good. 4-hour will be remaining with the upside posturing as long as we're above 248.70. So that needs to remain to be seen. That's the right saying. Hourly is 255, so looking okay right there, but that would suggest that we need to continue basically from this current price point, otherwise correct first and then try later. With that said, daily is obviously going to be coming down. This one's not crossing up anytime soon. 273 is the magical number on that one. But you can now see that if the short-term timeframes do reclaim those regions, it'll bleed on into the daily. At that point, I'd feel very comfortable calling a bear trap on this one and targeting around your prior highs at about $3 or so. As you'd have momentum, plus in this case, this would be confirmation of continuation of trend, and volatility looking like it wants to expand from this region as well, which would be a good setup. Now, with that said, we actually do have a drive of phantom div right here, which is a generally good thing. But I would be cognizant of a little bit of resistance right around about 270 or so. Would not want to see a lower high right there. So if you do see a lower high around 270, that would be a very, very bad signal in this one, but probably does set you up for that move down to about $2. But for right now, I give it the benefit of the doubt. Give it a chance here, especially within the context of the rest of this market. And perhaps we'll come back to this one maybe next week, or maybe we look at the weekly as well. Weekly's weird here. I don't have any opinion on the weekly. In fact, I don't really have an opinion on the higher term timeframes on this one in general. The moves that I'd be looking for have already played out based off those signals. So in this case right here, I don't have anything to add to that. I'll probably be in wait and see mode on this one. There is also another easy trade on this one as well. Back above yesterday's high, I would be looking for that move to 290. The question is, can the 4-hour close above 290 at that point? If it can, hey, I think correction over, and then very likely this one does roll on towards, at this point, I'd probably be looking at 230 to 250 or so. Or sorry, not 230 to 250, but 330 to 350 or so. And then come back to it after that. So the setup is there, but this one did get hammered a little bit more than most other things, and I believe it is also a bit fundamentally driven as well. So things to consider here. Just be aware of the invalidation point. Again, invalidation point on this one, very simply put, just below about 238 or 235 if you want to be a little bit more on the round even numbers right there. Hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Carderpio. Let's see. Ash Roberts wants to look at Quant, 4-hour daily. Okay. Quant over here. Where's the one to go to? I think KuCoin. Looking good. 4-hour is putting another higher low right here. Nice little reaccumulation. Short term, I'd be looking for 345 to 350. Daily, what do you know? Another fucking higher low right there. Way fucking up there. If this one does trade above its prior highs, I would be looking for expansion to about 400 to maybe even 420 or so. This one looks good. Invalidation on this one, very, 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 very easy. Actually, below about $300 even on a 4-hour, and I would be looking for a correction first down to about 275 or 270. Very likely to bounce there, and then probably does come down lower to 250. But right now, I actually like this. A very good chart long term. I mean, weekly is a little bit toppy right there, but overall pretty damn good. Pretty damn good, I'd say. So hidden bullish evidence on the 12-hour also could, or no, it's already confirmed. It looks like. Would I call that confirm myself? I would actually not call this confirm myself. I'd like to see the 12-hour close above 330 specifically. That would make it a very easy call and very likely target back around about 350, and then probably set it up for the next move to come. Spike Keystone, what's up, man? XRP, yeah, we can do this one. This one's probably a good one to do today. In fact, let's see, where's my XRP? Here we go. Whoa, Jesus, man. Quick move up and quick rejection. Here we have Ripple, symbol XRP versus the dollar, being requested by Mr. Spike Keystone. And this one, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, did get listed on Coinbase Pro today, and then got immediately delisted for maintenance, perhaps. I don't think it's like actually being delisted, but just a little bit of maintenance if I had to guess. But for right now, nice quick move to the upside and quick rejection to follow. But this is still a 12-hour, and we have another 5 hours, 39 minutes, and 53 seconds left to go. So a little bit too early to judge this one for right now. What I can say, though, is that any sort of closure here or higher will confirm hidden bullish evidence on 12-hour RSI. We would see 12-hour BBWP continue to expand. Moving average is obviously very positively sloped, and we do see, well, in this case, that would actually be trend continuation, as we are still somewhat operating on higher lows. Looking at the daily right here, do we still have that as well? Actually, we do, and that can bleed on over into the daily if the 12-hour does confirm above those levels. Again, 12-hour above about $1.20 would look really, really good, and bleed on into the daily. We'd have the same sort of signal right there, and I'd extend targets all the way up to about $1.35 to $1.40 or so. Weekly is okay. It looks sloppy as fuck, but that's just Ripple, I think. 4-hour, where did I invalidate this idea is the real question. Invalidation would very easily be below 107 and a half actually, would invalidate this idea. And I would be looking for, I'd be looking for price action back down to about 90 to 92 cents or so. But for right now, I actually do kind of like this. And I would give it the benefit of the doubt just based off of today around this market. So let's go check it out from a momentum perspective, and daily will actually flip back up above 135. So wouldn't be looking for any like major trending move today on a higher term time frame. 12-hour, however, is very interesting. In fact, this one really does help round out the short and medium term time frame analysis. 115 and a half, any sort of a closure above there, I would look for, well, obviously momentum also will turn back up, but I would look for a continuation at the very least to about $1.30, and then see how the daily closes after that. 4-hour is going to be up as long as above $1.10, and hourly is going to be actually down right now as long as below about 119. So a little bit of a short-term correction right here, but I actually would not invalidate this as long as you're above about $1.07 and a half. Until then, sideways and up is the name of the game here. It's okay, actually. It's actually okay. I just want to see that 12-hour confirm that hidden bullish evidence, and that would look pretty damn good. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for the Ripple cruise. Winning choice, what's up, man? XTZ, I think we already got that one, and I will actually upload a video on it later again today as well. So I think we are good there. Let me know if you want to look at something very specific. What's up, Chase? Well, awesome, man. You're new, so that's cool. Good to meet you, sir, and welcome to the cave. Take off your pants and get ready for some ramming, sir. How do I get access to those graphs? Graphs? What the fuck? You just say fucking graphs! Graphs! Sir! Sorry, man. Look, if you ever, and look, I understand that you knew, and I'm not trying to like make fun of you or anything, but just as an aside, just as like a personal fucking pet peeve or whatever that stupid saying is, look, whenever you hear someone call a chart a graph in the context of trading, that person is obviously very new or very uneducated. And I'm not saying that in perspective to you. I'm saying that because like a lot of the time I'll see like very big accounts on crypto Twitter be like, check out this graph. It's like, fuck off. Fuck you. No, sorry. Look, this is my problem if I get all, uppity up about that. Anyways, you're saying, where do I get access to those? Well, first, you have to have a TradingView account, and then second, you can just look them up in the public library. Just search up BBWP, search up RSI, search up whatever you want, really. All of these are free for the most part. The only ones, the only indicators that I use over here that are paid. Well, I mean, technically this one is paid right here for CT RSI, but it's just an RSI that shows you divergences. That's all. The Joule is the only one that would not be publicly available. But yeah, I mean, you can substitute with that with any momentum oscillator really, and strategies. Again, though, do you even know your strategy at this point? It sounds like you're very, very new, so it's. I'd suggest kind of like perusing around. Check out some other YouTubers as well. See what they're doing. Maybe their style gels more with you than mine, because mine is, it's going to be optimized for lifestyle and my preferences. Maybe that's not relevant to you, or maybe it is. Who knows? But you only find that out by kind of trying a bunch of different styles, seeing what fits for you, seeing what doesn't fit for you, and then over the course of like a couple of years, you'll start to naturally fall into your own. Ricky Owen, what's up, man? Can we look at Cosmos? Yeah, sure. USD over here. Let me just, I do need to check one quick thing over here. Just 1 second. Let me check. Okay. I'm on my other screen. That was weird shit. Like looking at the Discord just like blew up. I think we're having a bot attack right now, actually. Weird. You can like see that a bunch of people try to join and then they immediately left. Weird. All right. Well, that's what our lovely security bot is for. Anyways, keeping us nice and safe and safu. All right, where did I leave off right there? Okay, there we are. Adam, short term is good. Yeah, I mean, also daily is good as well, man. I don't know why you're focusing on the fucking hourly when this thing's already retesting around per all-time highs. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily. BBWP expanding, and trend is obviously continuation. This one didn't even put in a lower low here. So there ain't no bear trap because it's just continuation. 4 hours good, I'd agree. Invalidation below about 24 and a quarter, 24 and a half region. Hourly, could easily come down to like 26 and 60, but I'd be looking for general continuation here. This is good. Maybe not today, but coming into next week, any sort of a closure on the weekly, especially above like $29, is going to look fucking phenomenal. Coming into the next couple weeks. Right now, a little bit of short-term sideways, I imagine. Probably an upside resolution, assuming that those conditions are met. Okay, cool. EasyX says, Sir Derpslot, yes, nice, a real homie. Sweet. I am the homie. It is your boy, Krown. Mind checking NVIDIA daily, weekly, please. Hey, all good, man, and best to you as well. Yeah, exactly. NVIDIA. I actually traded this one for like 2 or 3 days in traditional markets, and then never again. It's like, fuck this thing. This thing moves too much for me. Short term, I'd be looking for a little bit of corrective move down about 216, 215 region. Weekly does look a little bit toppy here. We will confirm not hidden, but we will confirm regular bearish divergence with any sort of a closure today below 220. If that does happen, I would be looking for next week and the week after that to trade back down to like $200 or so. Yeah, it seems like you're mostly focused on the higher term time frame. So long term, obviously very fucking good. So corrections do very likely lead towards macro higher lows, but I'd be looking for some downside today, actually, a little bit down to about 216 to 217 region. Probably short term bounce there and then come back to it after that and look at the weekly. Hopefully that was helpful there. What's up, 09BMed? Hero Krown, that's me. Doesn't it make sense that this previous price action was just a premature dilly down to test a simple golden shower cross? Or does that test always come after the cross? It doesn't have to, but most of the time it does. And usually when it does, it's usually an opportunity. Now, I actually don't care about simple moving average crosses at all. In fact, most moving average crosses are bullshit in my opinion. It's not that they're bullshit. It's just that people don't know how to play them. And when they don't know how to play them, they make a meme out of a molehill is what I like to say. Let's just go and confirm that that actually happened, which I suspect probably did. Yeah. Or no, it's we don't have a simple moving average golden cross here just yet, at least from my estimation. Yeah, I got the blue 50 and I got the white 200. We do have an exponential moving average golden cross that happened on the 14th of August, and you're testing the 55 right now. That's pretty normal. But other than that, I'd have to read your message again. I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to say. Is it a premature dilly down to test the? Oh, so you're saying like it's prematurely coming down to test that potential cross coming up. Well, like I said, man, I don't give a fuck about some moving average cross to begin with. But Could this be a premature test down to it? You could say that, but you can only say that. You can only say that if Bitcoin actually puts in a local low here, right? And where is that coming in around right now? It's currently rising at about 44,850 or so. 200 simple sits at about 45,900, and we could actually forecast when that would cross, but it's not going to be today, obviously. You'd need to like hang here for another few days or rally up here in the next couple days, and then yeah, you're going to get the cross probably like early next week. Could it be looked at as like an early test into that? Yeah, it could. It could. And if you do go by the book, that would be a good thing. And I would confirm in my own experience that's been a very good thing as well. But I don't like playing things before like they're fully confirmed. So fair enough. I mean, it's a fair analysis on your own behalf, and I think that there is something to it. But yeah, I think that's actually all there is to say actually about it. Yeah, you could say that. I just don't know how much I care about those crosses. Side again, we have gotten to you, sir. It's just it takes some time, man, and everyone's comment comes in order, so we have to get through them. Like, dare I ask that you put yourself in my position and just how if you were doing this, how would you run this, right? Like, people are sending in comments, and then you send your own comment. Do I stop everyone who went through first and then just go to you, or do I get through everyone who went first? Like, probably you can guess. Anyways, yeah, man. All right, we'll look at fucking we already looked at DAG. Or did we look at DAG? Whatever. All right, some more fucking shit coins, huh? What do we have here? Short term might actually be looking for a little bit of a local high back down about 28 cents or so. We do have hidden bearish evidence on the highs. Good thing. I'd probably be looking for another bounce somewhere around about 26 to 26.5 cents, and then come back to it after that. Other than that, it's a good long-term chart, I guess, but I don't trust these charts a lot of the time. Weekly looks toppy. Weekly looks like it wants to come down to 18.5 to 19 cents. So I do think it's going to bounce once again off of like 27 cents, but if that bounce fails to get back above about 36 cents, then I would just look for that to be the next lower high, and this one will come lower. But for right now, give it the benefit of the doubt, just based off the rest of things in this market. What's up, VS? Hello, sir. Can you please check out Luna short term? Sure. This one was super popular. Super popular, right? Now it doesn't really get called out too much, but I don't know why that would be. This is actually pretty damn good right here. Actually, pretty damn good setup. Here we have Luna, or Terra Luna, I believe, versus the dollar being requested by Mr. VS, and we'll do a general overview right here. Short term, we do very obviously see continuation drives. We do see a nice bounce off the 200 simple and 200 exponential average, and I would be looking for short-term continuation somewhere around the highs from your 6th of September, about 34.5 to $35 or so. With that said, I would actually really have a strong focus on the higher term timeframes here, because we do see something of particular interest. We do see a continuation of trend. We do have, or we should have, hidden bullish evidence right here. We do have a higher low on price action, and we have already reclaimed the range, it looks like, and BBWP is on the floor. So if this expansion does come with any sort of a daily closure above, especially like $34.5, I would be looking for this one to go on a run towards new all-time highs, more long-term, that is, of course. I have it right here. With targets in mind towards, $50 or fucking $50. Jesus Christ, man, that's too much. It's too much. But probably somewhere around $50 long term. Again, months down the road, most likely. But for right now, where would I invalidate this whole thing? Below about 29.25 is where I'd invalidate this one for for the time being. I look for this one to continue onwards and upwards. We do see another drive of phantom div over here, and we do see expanding volatility on the 4-hour. Short term looks good. Hourly, same shit. So short term, I'd be looking for this one to test around the top side of the range, and then the setup is for the weekly, really. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go, sir. All right, cool. Oh, there he is. The Legend Ali Z's is back again. Microsoft, and Sol. I think we already got Sol. This revolution will be televised. What kind of television are we looking at here, sir? Let's check out Microsoft. What is my old baby doing? Is it finally correcting as well with the rest of the market? It is. It is. It is. I think we've tapped out enough on the daily 21 right there. Hourly, I'd be looking for it to come all the way down to the 200 simple right here, about 295 before the next sort of short-term bounce. Hidden bearish evidence on the last hourly high, and this trend continues on expanding volatility. Yeah, I'd be looking for 295 right here, and then bounce right there. But here's the thing: we are closing the weekly today, obviously, and actually that'd be pretty damn close to the 10 simple. So I would be looking for a bounce somewhere between about 295 to 293 or so. Yeah, was that? Yes, 295 to 293 or so coming into next week. The thing is, if that does happen, is this looking toppy or not? Kind of is. Kind of is. See how the monthly looks like at this point. Monthly says don't be bearish just yet. Don't be bearish just yet. But short term, a little bit of downside. I would be looking for a bounce around there. If things really get nasty, I'd be looking at about just below 290 or so on the daily 55 right there. You said daily and weekly. I'm curious what the 5-day looks like on this one. Yeah, same areas. Bi-weekly, same shit. Would just be a backfill as well. So I'd give it a chance to bounce there first. I wouldn't necessarily call it like a major reversal just yet, but we are starting to see some cracks in traditional markets. So of course, you never know when Jay Powell opens up his mouth, but we are starting to see some cracks there, I would say. All right, CCAS, what's up, man? No hex yet. Looks hot, but it won't stop. Yeah, man, it always looks hot, doesn't it? Got hex over here, and did we hit our 50-cent target from yesterday? That daily is not fucking bearish. Holy shit, man. Did we hit our 50-cent target? No. Pretty fucking close though. 48 cent right now. I think it's gonna. Oh yeah, it is gonna hit that. I would be looking for 50 cent to get tagged. Probably even a little bit above there. Let me just see where we're at right now. Yeah, about 50 cent right there. Yeah. And I would be looking for a little bit of a pullback at around 50 cent. We record this one as well. People love the hex. People love and hate the hex. Let's see. Let me actually redraw this. I do want to get my more updated version on this one just for. Okay. How many videos do I have already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, too many. So I will not record one for this one. I'd be looking for this one to tag up a little bit north of 50 cent. Actually, this is still pretty damn good, man. Yeah, it's fucking hot, but I really want to see that BBWP get like 95 percentile plus before I start to blindly just call highs. There will be an invalidation point on this one. Obviously, that's just going to be below yesterday's spike low at 42 cent. Below 42 cent, I'd look for a deeper correction down to mid 30s. But for right now, this is still okay for like one more drive at the very least. It's very, very close here. Very, very close. But I suspect that this one at the very least goes for one or two more new highs before the next correction. I mean, that is some powerful shit right there. Very fucking powerful. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. David, what's up, man? Hey, Krown, how are you, sir? I'm not bad, although I should have gotten more sleep last night and I'd feel probably better. Can you look at Matic Daily Weekly? Sure. See where this is at as well. Where like 140 or so. That is kind of looking like a nasty rejection right there on the daily. The thing is, though, is that you got to be looking at these things in context of the rest of the market, right? Where would I invalidate this one for right now? It's kind of the same as Bitcoin. It's like I'd be looking for sideways here and probably another try to the upside, probably somewhere at around about $1.50 to $1.55. I'd invalidate this below about 130 or 132. I think was the same level as yesterday. Daily, you know, what do we have as a setup, as far as the setup goes on right here? Do we still have an uptrend? Technically, yes, that would be a higher low, and this would be a lower low on RSI. How would we confirm this is a higher low? Well, I need to see a daily closure above about $1.45 at the very least. Where could we do it on a 4-hour? 4-hour would do it for me on a closure above 150. So I do think things will test up around there. The question is, does it close above there or not? If it does, that's going to be pretty damn good for a retest of these highs and probably general continuation over the long period of time if you're looking at it weekly. But this is like, as of right now, this one is certainly on the weaker side, to be fair. I would still hold on to that invalidation point for the time being, but you can see the setup is there. Does it take it or not? Many things in this market have already taken that, so I'm inclined to say it probably does. But if it does hit the invalidation, I'll be looking for another drive down to like 118, 115 region first before anything else. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. ME says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Take a look at pre-USD. Okay, this is a completely new one for me. I don't think I've never seen this one. Pre-search. Pre-search? All right. Pretty good. Pretty fucking good here, man. Hidden bullish evidence on the last low. I'd look for this one to maybe play out just ever so slightly higher towards 30 cents even. That round even number there. Probably a little bit of a short-term pullback there. And does this one set up for next week to come? I think yes. I mean, that's not a bearish chart by any stretch of the imagination. We're seeing a lot of altcoins do this. Where did I invalidate this one on like a 4-hour? Invalidation below about 18 cent. Until then, short-term, little bit of upside continuation, very likely a pullback in low 30 cent territory. And then continuation probably next week, depending upon the weekly closure. But looks good. Looks pretty damn good there. How deep into this video are we? Nice, a little bit of a shorter stream today, actually. All right, we'll do a few of the other comments. Justin wants to look at in before the animals. Hero, okay. Is Hero a stock or Benjamin Rodriguez? Please stop fucking spamming. It's Very annoying to everyone. Okay, we got a vacation. Man, if you're gonna do something like that, we're gonna send you on a vacation, and you gotta act like a normal person here. You know, you wouldn't do that in real life, man. You wouldn't do that in real life. Like, you wouldn't go in front of someone's face and just start shouting like random 3-letter symbols. Kind of strange. Looking pretty bad here. Another lower high and a series of lower highs. Hidden bearish evidence on the daily, weekly. Weekly, I think, comes back down to like 29 and a quarter, so probably tries for a bounce there, and you better hope for a bounce there, because otherwise this one is topped out and getting ready for the next mark down towards 26.5 to 26 even. But for right now, just short term down. Be looking for a move down to like 29 or so. Here, Voltaire. What's up, Voltaire? You are a great philosopher, sir. Can you have a look at Dole? A new tech for a change. Okay. Is this a or a stock? Let's see. Nope. It must be a stock. I'm guessing it's, I don't know exactly what it is. I'm gonna guess it's this. Short term down, but I'd be looking for a bounce at $50. Oh yes, let's do Ethereum's justly cause. Let's do Ethereum here. Ethereum. We'll record this one and probably call it a day. Ooh, Ethereum trudging along. All right, here we have Ethereum, symbol ETH versus the dollar on the daily. And what do we have going on right now? Very similar setup to a lot of the other altcoins that we have seen. This one has not actually created a lower low just yet on the daily. And it will actually not be doing that as long as it's about 32.30 or so on a daily closure. With that said, do we have anything to be aware of on the daily right now? Yes, several things. In fact, this correction came on declining volatility yet again, which is typically indicative of trend continuation first rather than reversal. Again, reversal confirmed on a daily below about 32.30. Daily RSI would potentially put in a hidden bullish evidence right here if it confirms a local low here. Has it confirmed a local low just yet? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. How would it confirm a local low? I need to see a daily closure above about 3,600 or so. And then yes, I would call that a local low and play out the hidden bullish evidence back up around 38 to 3,900 or so. That's set up probably for a really good weekly closure here. And then we can look for probably new all-time highs later this month or early October. With that said, where I invalidate this on the short-term time frames, instead of waiting for like 32.30, I would say below 3,300 on a 4-hour would also do it for me. A little bit of an aggressive call right there, but if it did happen, I would look for a move all the way down to $3,000. All of the prior analysis goes out the wayside, and this would look really, really bad. With that said, again, I mean, volatility is starting to cool off right here. But let's do a momentum also to save here on Stamp. Hourly remains down as long as below 34.75, so short term is downside angled, and I would look for it to test a little bit more downside on the on the hourly. 4-hour shows up as long as above 3,400 on a closing basis. 12-hour will be twisting up with any sort of a closure above 3,480, and daily will be not happening anytime soon. So I'd be looking at the 12-hour at most at 3,480 or so. With the closure above there, I would look for this one to confirm a higher low actually, and I've kind of front run what I said earlier. As far as the daily goes. So 12-hour above, again, what was it, 35.70, looks really, really good for a higher low in the making. Play at that hidden bullish evidence on the daily, and target moves back up north of 3,800. Probably just continues on with the macro rally long term. Short term, however, do I think that it comes down a little bit further? Yes, it does look like it does look like a test around 33.69 or so on the hourly here. Not looking too hot right there, but again, I wouldn't necessarily call it a breakdown until it actually does happen, and the conditions for that are very obvious, are very well put. Tentatively speaking, I'd be looking for a bounce right off that level anyways. So let's see what the 3-day closed like yesterday. Not too strong right there, actually, not too strong. We'd obviously make new all-time highs, but that did come alongside bearish divergence, of course, as well. So a little bit concerning there, to be fair. Let's see, what does a 4-hour look like? Needs a bounce relatively soon. I would also say a 4-hour closure above 35.25 would also look pretty damn good, or just a higher high above yesterday's daily high. Just trading above there would look pretty damn good. And in all three of those situations, including the 12-hour, I would feel very, very comfortable calling this a higher low on the daily at that point and targeting higher. But until that happens, short term, a little bit of downside implied, and then we'll come back to it after that. I think that's all that I really have to say about Ethereum for right now. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go, sir. Nice one. Echoes Yen says, "Hola, Senor Krown. Can you look at Atom BTC on the 4-hour daily? We already looked at that one a few times. One more time just for you, man. 4-hour daily, 4-hour, a little bit of sideways, a little bit of upside, invalidation point below about 23.25, I believe it was. Daily, short-term pullback, selling off your prior all-time high. That's to be expected. Wouldn't mind a pullback, like I said, somewhere anywhere around $25, completely fine. Problems below about 24, I'd say. Until then, sideways and up is the name of the game for the long term. Hidden bullish evidence on the daily. BBWP ticking up, and it's trend continuation off another higher low. Let's see. CCAS, what's up, man? Thanks so much. Hey, man, all good, all good. Hey, there we go. Yeah, man. My wake up time is 5 a.m., so it sounds like we're around the same time zone there. Hey, sweet. Thank for that, Boomer. Hey, fuck off. You go to bed at 8. Oh, you're looking at DLO Voltaire. Okay, all right, look at that. Let's see. Oh, that is also not a crypto. It is this thing right here. Oh, beauty sleep. Well, it's working. Short-term bouncy. Be looking for a move to like 60, 69 and a quarter or so. Other than that, I don't have an opinion on this thing. A little bit too new. Invalidation below yesterday's low at like $60, and I'd be looking for this one to correct back down to the gap fill at like 53.5. But I don't think that's what's happening right here. This one, the breakout looks real right here. It looks good. Okay, cool. I think that is it for today. Ooh, man. All right. With that said, maybe we do like a quick little wrap up on Bitcoin here. We do a quick little wrap up on Bitcoin. I mean, pretty much the same shit as before. It's justice, so it's actually in line with the closing basis right there. 4-hour delta closure on Bitcoin below $45,000 looks pretty damn bad. For continuation down about 43 and a bounce there. Until that happens, I do still stick with what I've been saying over the last few days. I do expect that there is a potential bear trap scenario going on right here. I wouldn't mind another test back down to like 45 or 45,500. In fact, short-term timeframes are looking a little bit droop right there. But overall, the question is, can Bitcoin essentially trade above yesterday's high or close a 4-hour dildo above about 47,500? If it can do that, I would look for this one, or I'd actually front run a confirmation on the daily of a higher low, or not a higher low in this case, but a low in this case, and I'd be looking for a move, an extension all the way up to about 48, or sorry, not 48, but $49,000, and then come back to it after that. Again, bear trap confirmation for myself is above 49,500 on a daily closure, or a 4-hour or 12-hour above about 50,000 or so. 4-hour would be 50,500, 12-hour would be 50,000 even. So those three ways I would confirm a bear trap. Until then, everything is a lower high actually, and if we do see any weakness, basically between where we're at right now or $49,000, well, you can probably guess what I would be doing. So hopefully that was helpful. And I think I will be signing off now. It has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you on this lovely Friday morning. It's a whoop whoop time. And I'll be back on, just like a regular video over the weekend. But I will record like a more in-depth analysis on the long term over the weekend. I do believe there's a lot more things to be aware of, and I'd like to get them out there on video. So with that said, I want to wish you the best and the happiest. Once again, wish you well and salute you. And until next time, take care.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR, pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate.